Coming up next from the beautiful Viscaya Gardens and Museum here in Miami in Coconut Grove, one of the most beautiful parts of the city, I'm going to review my favorite new Fougere fragrance. Fougere restaurant, that would be funny. Of course, this is, for those of you who know, Fougere Nobile from Nobile 1942. And I can't wait to tell you about this one. I'm so excited. It's coming up next, so stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to Joel the Nose. And here I am again. As you can see, if you can kind of look around, I'm in the beautiful Viscaya Gardens. It's an Italian museum home that was built by John Deering like 100 years ago here in Miami, one of the first major settlers. And it's just exquisite gardens and grounds. It's on the water, it's near the ocean. Just truly a magical place. They're actually filming behind me now. They do all kinds of modeling shoots and TV shows, all kinds of stuff. They're filming something now. So anyways, let's get right into this. This is hands down my favorite new Fougere. It's not new. This is Nobile 1942. Again, I showed it to you. I'm gonna show it again. This came out actually in 2015. And I have it now in my collection, and I'm gonna show you the whole presentation. So this is the box that it comes in. Don't mind the thing here. I had a little accident. It was dropped, but the bottle is fine. So you can see the presentation comes in one of these kind of slide out boxes. It's very nice. So you slide it out, and there the fragrance, the bottle sits in this kind of foam soft material. And the bottles, if you've not seen Nobile 1942 bottle, look at those. I absolutely love their bottles. It's just solid. It's got this kind of like almost metallic label with this beautiful cap that's got real kind of weight to it. You can see it there. See the side of it there. Just a beautiful presentation. The atomizers, let me just show you that real quick. Excellent, excellent atomizer. Look at that. I'm gonna refresh myself. I love this fragrance. So, this is, of course, a Fougere. And I'm gonna be doing a video soon on my kind of favorite, what I would consider fragrances that are ode to the classics or to vintage fragrances. I've been really getting into vintage fragrances lately. I love vintage clothing. I love vintage decor, style, cars. And of course, it makes sense that I would follow up with vintage fragrances. This is not technically a vintage fragrance, although it's an ode to the vintage Fougere fragrances that have been around really for pretty close to 100 years. Not quite, but one of the really original men's fragrances from France were the Fougere fragrances. And that's typically going to be characterized by an opening with a lavender and maybe citrus or bergamot. But the lavender really is what sets it apart. It gives it that clean, fresh, manly appeal. I gotta say, a lot of younger people have shied away from Fougeres. They think of it as a barbershop Fougere. They think of it as their dad or their grandfather's fragrance or old men's fragrance. These Fougeres that are coming out, that have been coming out lately, are really modern masterpieces. And if you're a young person watching this video and you don't have a good Fougere, you need to pick one up. And this is one that I would highly recommend. This is, again, a Fougere that came out in 2015, and it's got lavender, it's got black pepper, it's got bergamot at the top. So when you spray this for the first time, you get that, definitely that classic feel of that lavender and that bergamot. It's almost kind of effervescent, it's light, it's got this classic smell that reminds you of vintage times, vintage France. It's slightly sweet, it got hints of the tobacco, but it also has this kind of green element because there's basil in it. I love basil in a fragrance, and this has a just tremendous amount of basil. I feel like sitting here like this, so you guys can kind of see behind me. Anyways, it's got this beautiful kind of aromatic green basil to it that I think really makes it this modern twist. It's almost bubbly, and there are aldehydes in this, so it's got that aldehydic component that gives it a little bubbliness, and it's slightly bitter. So think about that. That's all going on in this kind of lavender fougere fragrance. I do get a little bit of a barbershop element to it, almost like shaving cream, I would say. Not necessarily barbershop, but shaving cream, or you know that blue liquid that they put combs in at barbershops to disinfectant, has a little bit of that cleanness, that almost, I don't want to say disinfectant, but that little bit of just, that like just sharpness, that bitterness to it. As it wears down throughout the day, it goes into this kind of very nice musky vetiver. It's got some geranium, it's got that tobacco, just really classic yet modern and fresh. I just think it's an excellent take on the Fougere line. Some people, by the way, have compared this a little bit to Naxos from Xerjoff. I gotta say, I mean, you know, maybe. I mean, I guess obviously in the fragrance world, there's only so many elements that are commonly used. So maybe people, because they smell something that's similar, you know, maybe a little bit of the spicy sweetness of Naxos, but to me this is a completely different fragrance, and I wouldn't consider Naxos a Fougere. That to me would be more of an oriental fragrance. But needless to say, this is a fragrance, by the way, just to let you know the price. Another great thing about this is an eau de parfum. Let me show you around the whole bottle again here. Just show you, see you got the front there. Just a beautiful presentation. You've got etching, it's like, you know, etching on the glass. So this is not just a typical glass bottle, it's thick glass. It's, again, got beautiful designs on it. Just, you know, this is, by the way, an Italian niche house. Nobile 1942 is an Italian niche house. I love Italian niche houses. Got some helicopters. And the price on this, another reason why I love this, 75 milliliter bottle, $130 US. I got mine at Osme Perfumery here in Miami. Just picked this up actually, I guess it was technically yesterday from when I'm filming this video. It's a fragrance that I've smelled a ton over the years as I'm getting to know this house better, because it's not a house that I knew very well, Nobile 1942. But they've got La Danza, they've got La Stanza, they've got a whole bunch of great fragrances that I'm getting my nose on now. But I had to go back to one of what I think are just the classics. Every guy needs a good classic Fougere in their repertoire, in their collection. If you don't have one, you need to pick one up, and I would highly recommend taking a look at this. Get a sample, get it on your nose, wear it. I get at least 8 hours of longevity on my skin. I get good projection, like maybe roughly 12 to like maybe 16 inches of projection or what I would call sillage around my skin. I wear 10 sprays of this. It lasts me throughout the entire workday. I put it on at night. I like this when I go to bed. I like it when I go to the gym. It's an extremely versatile fragrance. It's, again, one that every guy needs in their collection. And let's face it, vintage is coming back. Classic is coming back. Even for young people, this is a fragrance, absolutely wearable. I would give this to my, I would give this to my 19 and 18-year-old sons and let them wear this, because it's, to me, that modern and yet still classic, that's gonna get you compliments, but you can wear it to the office, you can wear it anywhere. You can wear it on a date, you could wear it just really anywhere. So there you have it. That is my favorite new Fougere. Of course, Fougere Nobile from Nobile 1942. Check it out, guys. I hope you liked this video. Again, coming back, I'm gonna walk off into the sunset here, so you guys can just kind of enjoy the view, enjoy the photo shoot going on. They're filming again, some modeling going on. Peace and love.